What is up, everybody? Welcome to Rolly's Retro Room, a nostalgic podcast where we talk about all the things that were dope and kicking in the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. Today, we are joined by the producer. Tony is off. He got the night off. He's chilling with the fam, and our producer is kicking it. So, who better to talk about my nostalgic days than my little brother? What's up, Mike?
What's up? What's going on?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. We're just here, throwing this nostalgia at everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How's
But
everything
yeah,
over there in Miami?
everything's good and everything's nice. It's hot. Can't wait for winter.
You guys don't get winter. You just get a lesser summer.
Yes.
This is Roly's Retro Room episode 40. We have 40 episodes in the can
Wow.
with this one.
40.
That's crazy. I believe I said this before on other episodes that the statistic is podcasts don't make it past, I think, like 5 episodes.
Yeah, something like that. It's either 5 or 7, something along those lines.
Yeah, I told Tony, I was like, either we caught on to something and we figured something out, or we're just so delusional that we haven't figured out that we're just completely making a mess of this whole thing, So, but here we are. We're gonna bring some nostalgia to you guys. We have some stuff happened this week, and I mentioned in the previous episode. So they're not a sponsor. People have asked me if they're a sponsor. They're not a sponsor yet. It is a collaboration with an energy drink, and it's called Popeye's Energy. And they have several flavors. The cans are great. They taste amazing. This is my favorite one. The anchoring apple is just by far like the best one. This thing is great.
Does it have spinach in it?
So it has spinach extract because you have to keep with the theme of Popeye. So what does Popeye do? He pops the can, the spinach goes into him, and he gets his jolt of energy, his strength. So that's basically what these are. So I have 2 up here. These are the ones I enjoy and I drink the most. This one is Bastion Blue Raz. And these cans, like I said before, like the cans are awesome, but the drinks are good too. There's 2 other flavors. I'll show these on the next episode with Tony, but awesome. Like these things, the cool thing about this with the collaboration that we have with them is if you do buy them, you have to go to their website, which is popeyeenergy.com. And then if you put the code Rollyretro, you get 10% off of your order, which is great. Right now, they're only on the West Coast, but they're branching out. They're expanding little by little. So eventually, you'll see them in a 7-Eleven or like a Wawa or something like that when you start going to the gas stations or like convenience stores or stuff like that. But yeah, man, online, popeyeenergy.com. Use code Rollyretro and you'll get 10% off of your order. And let me tell you that anchoring apple, this is where it's at right now, man. And all the ingredients, it's so clean. Like this is spinach extract, 70% juice, non-GMO, and 160 milligrams of natural caffeine. A lot of the other energy drinks are 300. So this one's right there in the middle where you won't be jittery and you won't have any crashes. I know you can't drink energy drinks because they just bug you out, right?
Yep. I
Yeah,
cannot have
so.
energy drinks. But with that one, since it has less caffeine, I might try it just to see how it works.
Well, yeah, I'm bringing down a few when I go down there to Miami for Tony to try and for you to try out. So yeah, you'll definitely get to try them out. And I mean, they're part of the show now. I mean, I told them they would be the official drink of the show for the
Okay.
time that we have signed on for. So, I look forward to that collaboration and what we could all build together for each other. Again, and Popeye. Popeye is nostalgic as hell. Like that. We would watch Popeye when we were kids like crazy. We
Oh,
had
yeah.
that whole lineup of those older cartoons,
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Mouse, Tom and Jerry, Popeye, all those cartoons were kicking in. We watched that Robin Williams movie, Popeye the Sailor Man and his imitations. And I just always remember I hated that it was spinach that he would eat because I don't even as a kid, I didn't like anything green. Even as an adult, I don't eat anything green. I don't eat any salads or anything like that. So I was like, man, it sucks. I'll never be able to do the Popeye thing because I don't like spinach. But now Popeye Energy gives me a way to I could take some spinach in and I don't have to actually eat it.
You've never had spinach dip?
No,
Wow.
I don't mess with spinach, bro.
It's actually really good. You should try it.
The only spinach I have now is Popeye Energy with the spinach extract that they have
There
in
you
there.
go. I mean, hey, it's something, right?
Yep. But yeah, guys, this is the intro. We have an awesome episode planned. What a great episode to do with my brother because we're talking about some stuff that literally has to do with things that he and I grew up with watching and talking about. And then we had a bond over. So we're going to be talking about the top 10, our top 10 favorite TV and movie cars. And some on here might be a little obscure. A lot of people might not know one of them, I believe. One of them isn't as popular as the rest. The rest are, ones that you've seen and everyone, includes in their list. But I think one of the ones that we have on there isn't one that's mentioned often.
No.
Then another thing that he and I partook in when we were kids, particularly in 1996 when it launched, was the Pepsi Points.
Yep.
We were hardcore into Pepsi Points, and we weren't Pepsi drinkers
We
at the
were not.
time. We were Coke.
We
We
were
were
Coke.
Coca-Cola guys, not to say
Yes.
Coke guys, because then
Coca-Cola. Yes, Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. I mean, oh, you guys are from Miami, right? Oh yeah, of course you guys like Coke. No, Coca-Cola.
No.
Uh
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, we were Coca-Cola. We were a Coca-Cola family, but when the Pepsi Points dropped and they dropped that catalog, we're like, yeah, we're gonna drink Pepsi for this whole year. And man, that were we buying? But anyways, we'll save that for the segment. And then we'll end it with memes of the week. We'll throw you guys some memes. We got like 3 memes there we can share with you guys. But and then after the intro, we like I don't know if you are aware, but we do hauls of the week as its own thing now. It's a little
Oh,
short thing, so
okay.
we'll show some hauls. I got a few things here, but yeah, guys, that's the intro. That's the show. Before we get into all that, I just want to say thank you for everybody that's been watching, listening. A lot of new people have been joining the Instagrams and the TikToks and the YouTubes. Appreciate you. We're almost at 5K on Instagram, so that's awesome. And we are at 530 something, I think, in on YouTube. That's growing slowly but slowly. But hey, any kind of growth is good, right?
Yes.
So we appreciate that. If you guys want to follow me on any of the social medias, it is Rolly's Retro Room on all social medias. Facebook. Oh, Facebook. Facebook is about to go over 8K. Yeah. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The email, if you guys want to reach out to us, is Rolysretroroompod. And if you're listening to this on any of the podcast sites, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, do us a favor, subscribe, follow, and leave us a review. It helps the show out. Mike, you want to give them your thing?
You can follow me on any one of the social media platforms at DJ Mikey Mix with 2 X's.
Got you, because 3 X's is something else. DJ Mikey Mix with 3 X's is another page, which is on OnlyFans. So
Yes.
but with that being said, guys, let's jump into the hauls of the week. All right, guys, here we go with the hauls of the week. And to be honest with you, as usual, I almost didn't have anything. And today I went out and I didn't find anything at the Goodwills, but there's a local thrift shop, like a church religious thrift shop that's by me. And there was just a cart filled with stuff. And man, did I was like swimming in that thing like Scrooge McDuck, just freaking backstroking in that thing. But anyways, let's get into it. I'll show you guys the VHSs first, because you know how I am with these VHS. They gave me this like little nifty bag with like a zipper and on. Look at the quality
Oh,
of this
that's
thing. At a
nice.
thrift store, they're just like, yeah, here you go. I was like, oh snap. First VHS,
Oh, wow.
the Brave Little Toaster.
Oh, my. That
This-
is...
And the funny thing is, this just went on Disney Plus. They, for the first time ever, you could stream it. Had to get this one. I gotta get that paper out of there.
Of course.
But Small Soldiers,
Mm-hmm.
classic. The original, because there's like 40 versions of this movie.
Oh, Air Bud.
Air
Yeah.
Bud. The original, the basketball one. Not the
Mhm.
soccer, not the football. Oh, I got 2 Air Buds. And then again, they had like these little papers. I gotta take those papers out, but the original
Oh, the original Spy Kids.
Spy Kids, yeah. Now, this again, I'm excited for the VHSs, but this is the first time I got so much awesome music. I mean, I've gotten music back in the like on other thrifts, but this you could tell this is one collection because it's all like rock, like classic rock. So we got Bush, which you're very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
We got Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill.
Oh, wow. Is that her first CD?
Yeah. Pearl Jam.
Oh, okay.
Then, funny enough, there was another one, another Alanis Morissette. So I think I'm gonna give this one to Tony. Then you're gonna recognize this one.
Oh, Green Day Dookie.
Yep. I think I've gotten that one before. Stone Temple Pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Matchbox 20.
Okay.
Motley Crue.
Oh, wow.
And save the best one for last. The Foo Fighters. This is my favorite album of theirs. Like this one right here, the colors and the shape. Oh my goodness, bro! This thing is just banger after banger on this CD, but incredible. And last thing I'll show that is part of my hauls is I got on clearance this $42 Battle Cat from Masters of the Universe for $12 at Target.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this thing is incredible. The articulation on this thing is badass. And like look at I don't know if it will come out there, but the details of his face and his eyes.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
This thing is sick, dude. But yeah. And I'm still waiting for them to like drop on the sword. I want that. I mean, granted, I got this sword right here. Love this sword. This sword's always on display here, but that one lights up and does stuff and stuff like that. But it's still that one's still at $40. Like, and I keep campaigning for Mattel. Mattel needs to send me a damn He-Man because I have Skeletor, I have Trapjaw. Now I got Battle Cat. I need a He-Man. I can't find He-Mans around me. I don't want to order it online because I don't trust online. Because then if I get a bad one, like I'm stuck with it. So, but I keep going after Mattel. Mattel needs to send me a damn Chronicles He-Man. But those are my hauls. You have? I don't know if do you have anything over there?
I have one haul, and it's probably one of my favorite movies, and it's Gone in 60 Seconds on VHS.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Yeah, that movie, funny enough, tie into later, but absolutely a movie that we watched over 1,000 times together.
Yeah, we can say that movie word by word.
Yeah, and even the soundtrack, we have that soundtrack like locked in. Mm-hmm. I definitely listen to the Bring Sally Up, Bring Sally Down. Pretty decent hauls this week, but
yep.
All right. So with that being said, guys, those are our hauls. Pretty dope. I'm super excited for those CDs. The movies were dope. I'm totally in shock. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's jump into that first segment. Who remembers Pespi Points in the 90s? Man, this was a genius marketing thing that they did to get people to come over on their side. And, for a brief moment, because I think there was a limited window when you could collect the Pespi Points and turn them in. So in 1996, I was actually in 6th grade. They've dropped this, and man, we were a Coca-Cola family in my house. My mom loved Coca-Cola. Like we all that was the drink of the house.
But man,
when Pepsi dropped the Pepsi Stuff catalog, we're just like, all right, you know what? Let's switch it over. And man, so much Pepsi. We even went around to like the recycling. Remember the little containers that people would put out in the house, like for the recycling day? It wasn't a full ass like thing like now. It was that little.
Yeah, it was a little crate,
little bin. Yeah, and we would go through the neighborhood and see if people threw Pepsi like bottles and stuff like that, and we'd go chopping up the little round things. But man, so crazy. Like we drank so much Pepsi that year, and it was a ridiculous amount of points that you needed. You could have maybe bought all these items if you would have, for the equivalent of what it was to buy, like, I don't know, 12 packs. You could have bought like the shirts or the
Right.
hats or stuff like that. But the idea of getting these points, so this is what on screen right now, we have you get 1 point for a 20 ounce. I think what was we
The
would get the 12 pack ones, right? Of the
the 12
cans.
pack was 5 points,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, and then the 2 liter was 2 points.
Right.
Maybe it's on here. Yeah, so you can get
5,
5, 10,
10,
and
and
1.
1. So the 2 liters is probably 5.
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, the 20 ounces gave you 1 point. The 2 liter gave you 5, and then the 12 pack gave you
Gave
10.
you 10. Yeah.
And that was like the first time mom even bought 12 packs of Coke
Yeah.
just because of this. Because it's like, all right, well, we're participating in this. It was you, me, mom, and our stepdad. We are just like pounding Pepsi like there was no tomorrow. And then I'd go to school. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm drinking Pepsi.
Do you remember that we used to keep it inside of a Pepsi 2 liter?
Yep.
All the points?
Yeah. We would cut them out or shave them off and then put them into the thing. And I just remember how crazy it was. And we sat there. So we have the catalog.
Yes.
It's just a bunch of shirts. You got sports balls on there, a CD holder, sunglasses, which I think we really wanted those sunglasses for some reason. I don't know why. A beach chair, duffel bag, hats, and what's that last thing? A towel?
I think it's a beach towel.
Beach towel, yeah. Again, there's nothing crazy on here, but it sold us, and a lot of people participated in this. This was like equivalent to the Camel points. Remember the Camel cigarettes?
Oh, yeah.
Those had a similar thing, like you could get like shirts and hats and stuff like that. But this appeased to more a bigger demographic because of soda. So actually, we ended up getting what 3 things from this.
Yeah, I believe we had the black shirt.
Mm-hmm.
We had the CD case, and
Right.
I think we got a hat.
Yeah, we got a hat. I remember the hat because I was rocking that hat. But the funny thing is, that shirt wasn't like my mom. That was my mom's shirt.
Yeah.
Like it's like, all right, we're getting the shirt. I'm like, all right, cool. When it got there, it's like, all right, cool. And I'm like, so can I wear the shirt? No. Like I want to prove that we like downed all this damn Pepsi to get this damn shirt. But whatever, I got to rock the hat, and then we would put our CDs in the CD holder.
Case. Yeah.
Which we had that for a while. Like that thing lasted for a long time. Like I want to say after we moved out of that house in Kendall after high school was probably the last time I saw it.
Yeah. It was it was actually your CD case. You would keep your CDs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pepsi had a chokehold on us. Now there is a funny story with the Pepsi stuff where they advertised that you could get, what was it, a fighter jet? Dude, like they promoted that you could get a Harrier fighter jet for 7 million Pepsi points. And one dude did it. He got 7 million Pepsi points. And Pepsi didn't cough up that airplane, bro. They did not do it. So there you have it. Look right here. In 1996, John Leonard tried claiming a $33 million Harrier jet using 7 million Pepsi points. Pepsi refused, triggering the famous Leonard versus PepsiCo lawsuit.
Yes, sir.
That goes to show you promote something, you better be ready to cough it up, because there are people that will put in the work. I'm sure this guy went around every freaking recycling bin, every freaking like convenience store, and was just taking Pepsi points like crazy.
7 million.
7 million. Like, dude, that's ridiculous. Like that is nuts. But the guy was dedicated. Again, the equivalent cost of what back we're talking 1996. So whatever it cost to if he did buy most of those and stuff like that, and then he went around and people were donating them to him, you know, I'm sure getting 7 million Pepsi points is nowhere close to $33 million as far as the that what that jet cost.
I believe the Pepsi point, each Pepsi point was valued at 10 cents.
Yeah, because I remember, I think if you read in the brochure, where like if you needed more points, they're like you could buy more Pepsi points for 10 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So ridiculous. But yeah, man, Pepsi definitely had a little stronghold there and converted a few Coca-Cola drinkers for a short time because of this whole thing. I mean, we were stuck on this. Like we would
We
tell
were
our
hooked.
friends if we went anywhere, hey, get Pepsi. Let's get everybody get a Pepsi. And then let me get the label, and we'll rip the label off and cut it up. So, bro, this is one that when I think back to when we lived in that apartment, one of the staple things was the Pepsi points. And mama, we would get the thing, we cut it out, and it was in her room. Remember, she kept it in her room
Yeah, I
next
think
to her bed.
on Sundays is when we would sit down and do that. We would take everything we collected from the week, and we would. It was like a family thing that we would get together and cut, all the Pepsi point out and put it in the little thing.
Yeah, because we would spend the during the week, we would just like we'll grab them wherever we saw them. And again, we went in grandma's neighborhood and would go through all the everybody's recycling and get all the freaking wrappers and cut the wrappers off and stuff like that.
That
But
was
yeah, man,
a fun time.
Pepsi points. Did you guys get your Pepsi stuff? Did you collect the Pepsi points? Were you hitting up everybody's recycling bins? What did you get? Were you going after the airplane? I mean, obviously nobody got the airplane, but yeah, man. What was it we got? We got the shirt, the CD holder, and the hat.
And a hat. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the catalog right there. I can only imagine what that bike was going for. But
I wish I could see it, but it's too small.
Yeah, and to find the HD version of this was definitely rough. But yeah, guys, let us know. Pepsi stuff. Were you playing Pepsi stuff? Were you doing it? Were you trying to get some of this swag right here? Let us know. And today we're doing our top 10 TV and film cars. Like these are cars that we saw in movies that impact. Like now, again, this list is one that my brother and I, these are cars that stuck with us. Like there's going to be a bunch that we don't name and we'll do some honorable mentions, but there are some shows that we watched a lot and there are some shows that we didn't watch at all. And we respect the ones that are not on the list. And when we, a lot of people are going to be like, hey, this one wasn't mentioned. How could you not include this one? This is stuff that me and my brother was to watch all the time. And like, we just like, and I have a bunch of these cars in my room right now. But yeah, let's dive into our top 10 cars from TV and film. Our number 10 is the Jurassic Park Jeep from Jurassic Park. And while this one seems like pretty basic, you have to understand what this Jeep represents. So this Jeep is the first time we saw dinosaurs. The Alan and everyone that was with him when they were going to the park, they were in this Jeep. And this right here is the first scene where we see the Jeep and we see the dinosaurs walking, and it's just like, holy crap, like it's one of the most like iconic scenes ever where he like his glasses he pulls his glasses off. Another part is when this guy's rushing to get the shaving cream to the boat,
cream can to the boat,
and he's in the Jeep as well, and then that dinosaur comes and rips him apart. And then one of the most iconic scenes in the movie is when the T-Rex is chasing them and Ian Malcolm is in the back and the T-Rex is like trying to bite them, and they show in the mirror like, oh, things may appear like closer or whatever, and you see the T-Rex like coming at him. An iconic car, so much so you better believe that your boy Roly has it in the retro room.
Yes, here sir. It is.
Now, the Jeep is our number 10, and we have to honorably mention the Ford Explorer.
Yes,
because that one also was an iconic car. The design, the look, the colors on this car, And let's not forget the scene that this one was. This was the first time we saw the T-Rex.
Yeah.
So number 10 is the Jeep, but honorable mention with the Jeep is this one, the Ford, because that scene where the T-Rex comes out and starts stomping and ripping apart that Explorer was just absolutely genius. Our number 9 is none other than the A-Team van. Now, when I was a kid, vans always felt like, they were cheesy, they're like mom cars or they were work cars. This is the first time a van looked like
yeah.
with attitude, dude. That black with the orange reddish stripe. It has a spoiler on it. And then the interior of the car, like they basically took like parts from a bunch of different like TV shows that were canceled, threw them in there. It had like a recording thing. It had like weapons. It had the dashboard where, bro, they hooked this thing up, and it was the first time like a van was badass. Not to mention, I mean, anytime Mr. T is in a car, like
Yeah.
Mr. T is Mr. T.
Yeah, and that van was so cool when you would see it come on, on screen, and it was just something else. I mean, just look at it. It's such a iconic
dope car. Yeah. And look at the lights, all the lights it has on the top, on the bottom, the fog lights. It has what's that thing on the front? That's
the front splitter or the front spoiler in the bottom.
Yeah.
With the lights on it.
And it has the rail thing.
Yeah, the push bar.
Yeah.
So that push bar also has lights on it. And I mean, you didn't see vans like that back in the 90s that looked like that, that they didn't have
this was
push
the
bars.
80s.
Yeah, 80s and 90s.
Yeah. No, definitely this definitely made vans cool, because no one looked at vans as a like a cool action car or anything like that. The A-Team van was definitely the most iconic van of the 80s and the 90s. And that's your number 9, the A-Team van, the coolest van from the 80s that made vans cool. Number 8 is Herbie the Love Bug. And come on, this car, so many generations have a Herbie movie, and 70s, 80s. I want to say the 90s had one, and then you had the most recent one that had Lindsay Lohan in it.
Mm-hmm.
But funny enough, we didn't know him as Herbie in our house until way later.
No.
The movie that we watched was called Herbie Goes Bananas, and a kid finds Herbie like in a junkyard or something like that, and basically calls him Ocho.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew him for the longest time as Ocho because that's what they called him in the movie. And why did they call him Ocho?
Because 5 + 3 is 8.
Correct. And dude, I'll never forget when I was talking about this movie to somebody. They're like, "Oh yeah, you mean the Herbie, the love bug?" I was like, "No, Ocho, bro. His name is Ocho." Like, no, his name is Herbie. I was like, "Dude, in the movie, the kid calls him Ocho." He's like, "Yes, but that's not." Mind you, the movie that we had was recorded and it was given to us. We didn't have official packaging or anything like that. And I think the movie started like it was recorded like 2 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
So we didn't see the title of the movie. We just knew it was, the movie.
Yeah.
So again, shows you like the hood shit that we dealt with. We would get like people would just give us like recorded VHSs, or I think it was the guy that my grandma would buy like electronics from or something like that.
The guy
right?
that would come in the van with all the movies.
Yep.
Pull up to the house.
I think they bought electronics from him, like TVs and stuff like that, and they were making payments to him.
I don't remember. I remember that guy used to pull up and he was like a Blockbuster on wheels.
Yeah. But they were all recorded from like pay-per-view or something like that.
Yeah, like the guy was recording in his house,
Oh yeah. But yeah, Herbie the Love Bug is our number 8, an iconic car. I mean, buggies to this day are like an iconic car. Now, the crazy thing is, I don't even think people do the punch buggy game anymore.
No. And it's funny because the other day I was in the car with my daughter, and my daughter said, "Yellow car." And she punched me in the arm. And I'm like, "What is that?" She's like, "Oh, that's what you say when you see a yellow car." I'm like, "Oh, that's like punch buggy?" And she was like, "What's that?" I'm like, yeah, there you
Yeah,
go, Gen Z.
we used to do punch buggy. I used to do it with my kids. My daughter's favorite car is the buggy. So we came up with our own game. So we chose our favorite cars, and whenever we saw our favorite car, we would be like, "Oh, okay, a Camaro, bam!" Or for Karen, it was for all of us, the buggy one still played out. But yeah, I don't think people do punch buggy anymore, which is
No,
so crazy. But they're not as common
as they used to be. Yeah,
as they used to be because you had this version of the buggies, then you had that like late 90s 2001 where that one blew up.
mm-hmm.
And you couldn't go 5 minutes with being on the street without seeing a buggy. And then they just like slowly faded like in the 2010s.
Yeah,
Like I think they stopped being made in the 2010s and then they had like a resurgence maybe like 7 years ago.
yeah. It had a resurgence in, I would say, like 2017, maybe
Yeah, something like
2016.
that. And I was
Yeah.
excited because I was like, "Oh, cool! They're bringing buggies back." And I think my daughter, we were actively looking. If you remember, we were actively looking for a
Mm-hmm.
buggy when she turned 16. But yeah, man, I don't think people are doing punch buggy no more. Which we need to bring that back. It becomes more of a rare thing because you don't see them as often. But when you do see one, you get to get a fresh lick on someone.
Punch buggy, no return, bro.
Punch buggy, no return. That's right. You gotta say no return at the end, and that they're gonna probably like swing back at you. That's your number 8, Herbie the Love Bug. Now, our number 7. This is a personal one for me and my brother because we would watch this show, and I had an obsession with this car. Our number 7 is the Viper from the show Viper. Right here on screen right now, we have the red. So this is the regular. This is a regular Viper right here. It's the red Viper. This the Dodge Viper is one of the most iconic cars from the 90s. Like this thing is just has so much attitude. Now, what did they do? Since this was one of the most badass cars ever, they decided to give it the treatment of like make it like a kit, like a Knight Rider situation. And they made a show called Viper where he was all teched out and basically it had a camouflage, missiles. It had a drone that would come out of him and like record stuff. And this was like 1995, 1996 that the show came out.
Yeah, that was one of the best shows in the 90s. Like I remember watching that show at night.
Yeah. We would we were obsessed with this show. We would watch this show like in that lineup where we would watch Highlander. They would play Viper. I think we
Mm-hmm.
would watch that show with Hulk Hogan called Thunder in Paradise where he was on the boat and stuff like that. But dude, this show to me was I loved this show. And I don't understand why it didn't take off. It was literally a 90s kid. He
Mm-hmm.
just didn't talk. It didn't talk.
Yeah.
But the way he would transform from the red to the silver and like he could go invisible, all the things that he could do, and it looks dope. It's such like I mean the Dodge Viper is such a dope car. Like I'm sorry, it's so much so we had a model car of this in
Mm-hmm.
like, in our room.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, like I was so obsessed with it. I think. Do you remember who it was that gave us those model cars?
I do not.
I don't know how like my obsession of the Dodge Viper was like known, but they knew to get me a Dodge Viper. And you end up getting like a Mercedes or a BMW, right? No,
Um,
it was a Diablo.
yeah. No. So for some reason we had 4 cars.
Yeah.
So we had the Viper.
Mhm.
And the Viper was the GTS Viper, which was the red one with the white stripes.
With the white stripe.
Yeah. Then we had the Diablo SV. We had the green BMW 850 850i, and then we had like a CLK 230 that the top would open and close.
The Mercedes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. But and you broke my Viper.
I did. I tried to lower all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would take them
Wow.
apart, squeeze the springs on them, and they would lower an inch.
Yeah.
So,
Moron.
interesting fact of the Viper show is for season 2 they came back with the blue GTS Viper with the white stripes.
Interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know.
I feel like the red one was more iconic than the blue.
Yeah, the red one was the first one that came out.
Yeah.
So
I just remember the first time I saw a Viper in person. One, it was like seeing a celebrity. I was just blown away when I saw that Dodge Viper. And two, how fat those wheels were.
oh yeah, those things were fat.
Dude, the wheels on that Viper were freaking ridiculous. I'm like, dude, this thing is like the widest tire I've ever seen in my life.
So the tire size for the Viper was, for people that know tires, it was a 335 35 17. So to give you an idea, regular cars are normally between 175 and maybe 225. We're talking about 335 is a huge,
Dude,
huge
those
rear
tires were
tire.
ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely one of my top cars of the 90s. And the fact that there was a TV show about it, I had to include it. Don't think I've seen people talk about this, one, the show, or two, this car as much as other cars and shows, but absolutely belongs on the list, at least in our it's a staple for me and my brother. We watch this show religiously. Saturday nights. It was right. That's when we would watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was Saturday nights we would watch this show. And dude, what an awesome show. But that's your number 7, the Dodge Viper from the show Viper. And our number 6 is a near and dear to my brother. And I love this car too. I'm actually
Yes, you
wearing
are.
it right now. It is Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh my God, Eleanor.
I'm a Camaro Chevy guy, but when I tell you this car is beautiful, the sound of this car kicking on is amazing. Like this is when you think about what a car is supposed to look like, sound like, feel like there's a reason why this was the car of that scene in that movie. Like, dude, look at this thing. And again, I'm not a Mustang guy. I'm not a Ford guy, but this car, I've never seen one in person. I've seen them in pictures. I've seen them in videos. But yeah, this car just I mean, it jumps off the screen.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful car, and I mean, me being a Mustang guy, I mean, it's such a beautiful car. The details, I mean, the interior, the NOS button that said "Go baby go," like, I mean, just everything. That car was just
And this is
something
the
else.
Shelby GT500.
Shelby GT500, yes.
The the GT500. This is the GT500.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
the Eleanor, the GT500.
1967.
Yeah.
And actually, interesting enough, I didn't know the name of that color until today. It's DuPont Pepper Gray.
DuPont Pepper Gray.
Yep.
And I mean, that last sequence in that movie is one of the best chase scenes I've seen in a movie. I mean, you have movies like The Italian Job that have a crazy sequence, which that came, I'm sure a lot of inspiration from that came from obviously the original Italian Job, but also Gone in 60 Seconds. But so crazy. I just one of the like craziest, funniest quotes in it is like, are you okay? Because you just went through a wall. When the thing comes and throws the Cherokee
Jeep.
to the yeah, dude. But and then tell me, every single one of us, when we're driving on the expressway, when we're driving through a street, and we see one of those trucks with the
Yes.
thing down,
Yes.
in your head, you're not thinking, man, you know what? What if I jump this? Now, obviously, they took some liberties with some special effects because the way he flew, I mean, no, it's not possible for him to have made that jump. And all of us hurt when that car landed. The first time we hurt is when he's backing up and he breaks the little mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And then man, he bangs that car up and it hurts to see that car get banged up. It's almost like when this guy does to Han's car in Tokyo Drift, that first smash into the wall,
Mm-hmm.
that we're all just like, oh man, like we feel it. Dude, when he jumps and you see like the front of the car hit and like the front just like kind of wobble, I'm like, oh my goodness. it hurts to see these beautiful cars just start getting wrecked in these movies.
Yeah.
And that was your number 6, Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds. Your number 5 is Kit from Knight Rider. Dude, come on. When you think badass cars, just one of the first cars that comes to you, and I know this, a lot of people are gonna be like, why isn't this in like the top 3? Listen, when you see our top 3, you'll know why. But Kit is the first car that was like, that had all like the weapons and all the like the crazy like high tech stuff going on in it. And I mean, you have
He had a
Michael Knight
he had a
driving this car.
personality. I mean, Kit was just such an iconic car. I mean, just hearing him talk, hearing Mr. Feeney talk.
Feeney?
Yeah, Mr. Feeney was the voice of Kit, which is mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kit, I mean, to this day, I mean, I have every season of Knight Rider on DVD.
I almost took them when I was down there.
I will not let you take those. Those are special, very special. But I mean, you are the DVD collector, so I mean, if they're gonna go in good hands, you could take them.
Yeah. But man, just everything that he could do. Do you remember like what his like features are? Like what he could do?
Yes. So he can do the cloaking, like he can do the scanner. He had a pursuit mode. I mean, the T-top would open up so that Michael Knight could jump in like to the top. I mean, he could talk to Devin when Devin was on the trailer in the second season. I mean, he did so much, and I mean,
and he was they were driving around in a semi truck, weren't they? Like the whole time, and he would come out of the semi truck.
Yes, that was second season till the fourth season. Mm-hmm. The first season he would go to the foundation, or I think it's called the foundation. I don't remember now. The Foundation of Law and Government.
Okay.
It was called FLAG. Yes, FLAG. Foundation of Law and Government. Sorry.
No.
So yeah, and you know, honorable mention to the semi truck too, because the semi truck was part of it. You know, but man, Kit just. I actually have a model car at work that I think you got me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But now, Kit, what model car is he? What's his original car?
So Kit is a Trans Am. So, and interesting part about the Trans Am was people were calling it a Trans Am, and they were like, the actual people from GM and Pontiac sent I think it was Warner Brothers that did them, a cease and desist letter to stop calling the car in the show a Trans Am, and that's why they called it the Knight Industries 2000, or they will call it Kit. They will not call him a Trans Am anymore. So, and I mean, Trans Ams were also in movies like Smokey and the Bandit. I mean, Kit had an evil twin brother called the Car. I mean, just. Kit was such a cool car, and I mean, there's only
just the look, that jet black with that tan interior, dude, so dope. And then I love how one of the most iconic things about Kit is the visor thing in the front with the light and the noise that it makes. A ringtone that almost everyone had at some point.
Yeah,
that go back and forth. And then you think about the interior, and you think about the little box with the little lines and the green and the red, and that's where you were
him
talking through. And you know, one of the first times we ever saw like somebody talking into a watch before Inspector Gadget, before Power Rangers, was Michael Knight.
Michael Knight, yeah, talking to the car.
I mean, it's just an iconic car. They, like I was telling you earlier when we were off camera, they recently just dropped a Knight Rider Kit car at San Diego Comic-Con, and he comes with a little remote that is in the shape of the car, and he goes into that mode where his like the front comes down.
Oh, pursuit mode,
where the panels come out and the hood, the air, bro, so sick. And it's all through a remote control car. Yeah, and it has lights. It's so bad, but I think it's sold out within like the first 20 minutes of it being available.
Yeah, pursuit mode was for season 4. So that was, man, I mean, when he would go into pursuit mode, like super pursuit mode, that he would go like super fast, and man, I mean, just, and there was 4 of those cars on the show, and the hero car was just the nicest looking one. All of the other ones, like they had one that the guy actually sat in the seat, but he was covered in all of the seat covering, so you couldn't see him. It
Mm.
was crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, back then to film something like this with a self-driving car must have been rough.
yeah,
But that is your number 5 kit, all black, red LED strip in the front, Mr. Feeney voice. Come on, nothing is more iconic than that. Our number 4. I know a bunch of you don't know about this. Charlie Sheen's first movie was called The Wraith. And in this movie, he drove a car called the Interceptor. So your number 4 is the Interceptor from the movie The Wraith. Now, when I tell you that this movie is so underrated, this movie is a mix of 2 awesome movies, The Crow and Fast and the Furious,
mm-hmm,
because they're not doing a quarter mile, but they're street racing. It's illegal
right,
street racing. 1, and 2, Charlie Sheen's character gets murdered in the
yep,
beginning, and then he comes back as like this spirit, this vengeful spirit with this car, and starts hunting everyone that was a part of that situation where they killed him and left his girlfriend there. So again, we see this kind of story get played out in a bunch of other movies that come later on, but this was the first time we saw this kind of movie. I remember when I saw The Crow, I was like, oh, this is kind of like The Wraith, where instead of a car, he has a bird that
right.
helps him out. But man, that Dodge Interceptor. Oh my God, this was one of the first futuristic looking cars that we saw. And I'm just like, oh my God, this thing, like, this is not something you will ever see on the street. Like, this is a car we're gonna see in the 2000s, or like, in 2020 something, we'll have cars that look like this. Look where we are now, like
Yeah,
Teslas and shit like that. But man, the Dodge Interceptor, this thing was so nuts. And the fact is, so what he would do is he would race the person, smoke them, and then he would just basically block the street, stand in front of the car, and the guy, it would be like at a turn where, like, as you turn, you couldn't slow down. And then the car would, the people who he was racing would just smash right into the car. And then it's like a piece of the car would like glow or something. I forgot
yeah.
what it
A
was.
piece, like, so once the car would crash, a piece of the car would glow, and then for the car or him would pick up that piece of the car.
Mm,
And every time that he picked up a different piece of the car, it made the car real. Because that at that point, the car was real, but it was like a ghost car, kind of.
mhm.
So it
Which
would
is what
only
I think
show
they
up.
called it, that, like a ghost car in the movie.
They called it a ghost car in the movie.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, Charlie Sheen's character comes and gives it to the younger
Brother.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and he doesn't look like himself when he first, like, what he looked like in the beginning of the movie. When he comes back, he's not Charlie Sheen. The character isn't Charlie Sheen in the beginning.
right.
He's Charlie Sheen in his new form, his new body, or
hmm
whatever. So that's why no one recognizes him.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Such a great movie, such a great car. I mean, it's just iconic, 80s movie.
and you were saying something that it's Chrysler, it's Dodge. I mean, they're the same thing.
Yeah, they're the same thing, but in the beginning it was, controversy. So it used to be called the Chrysler Interceptor, and then it became the Dodge Interceptor. But I mean, it's still the Interceptor, and it's still one of the coolest, movie cars of all time,
Yeah.
in our
So
opinion.
yeah. And again, if you haven't seen this movie, again, it's very 80s. The soundtrack to this movie is actually excellent. This movie screams from every image you see 80s, like their style, the music, the drive-in that they work at, like everything about this movie is so freaking 80s and so awesome. Please check out the Wraith on wherever service might have it, or if you have to rent it, rent it. It's an awesome movie. Again, like I said, it's Fast and the Furious meets The Crow. So if you like one or both of those movies, it's definitely worth checking out. But that's your number four. Your number four is The Interceptor from The Wraith. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the top three. And the top three, if I'm not mistaken, I actually have each one of these in my room. So let's get to it. Top three cars from TV and film. Your number three is the 1989 Batmobile. To me, to my brother, the best Batmobile to ever be on
Yes.
screen.
Yes.
And
That
not
is
to, and not to shit talk any other Batmobile. All Batmobiles are awesome, but this one right here by far is the most iconic.
yes. That car, the first time it came on screen, I mean, we were kids watching that movie, and it blew us away. God, what a car! And I mean, there's there hasn't been a car that looks like this car in any other movie. There's been other iterations, but this one was always the Batmobile.
Yeah. The first thing I ever think when if anybody says Batmobile, first thing that clicks into my head is this one. And it's just the look that it's the attitude. It's all black. The tires on this thing looks like the way it curves in, it has like the little like bat looking wing on the side. The way it opens, that slide forward cockpit kind of
Yeah,
thing, like an airplane, like a jet fighter. Dude, so sick. This and then the turbine in the back. Come on,
yeah,
spitting that fire out, dude. How awesome! Now, obviously, the before this Batmobile, the Batmobile that came before this one was the Adam West one, which
correct.
had the dual thing, and it did
Mm-hmm.
have a turbine, and it had like the phone in it.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, that's a cool Batmobile. And then the Batmobiles that came after, you had the Batman Forever Batmobile, which kind of has like the rib cage glowy thing, which I think we had a toy of that when we were growing
We
up.
did.
Yeah. And
Was
then
this one in two movies, or
this
was
was
it only
Bat
in
yeah,
one?
89 and Batman Returns.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It was
remember
in
in
two
Batman
movies.
Returns, he's being chased and Penguin has control of his
Mm-hmm.
car.
Mm-hmm.
And then he
Mm-hmm.
finally breaks off the thing off, and then it converts into like a one kind of like train looking thing, remember? So he
Yes.
fit through that wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
What a. I mean, that Batmobile. It was the only Batmobile that was in two movies.
yeah. Oh no, well no. The Christian Bale one, the tumblers in all three movies.
Sure. Okay. that.
But if you're talking like the old ones, yes, this is the only one that has been in multiple movies of the old movies.
Yes.
But one another epic scene that this car had is at the end of the first Batman when it drives into the plant where Joker was, holding his stuff, and it just like it has the guns come out and just freaking shoots its way in. Man, so iconic. And the crazy thing is about this, like Michael Keaton, they had to give him like shorter ears when he sat in the car because the thing wouldn't close completely because of his ears. So when he sat in the car, he actually had shorter bat ears or whatever. But man, yeah, this is hands down the best Batmobile. Fight me on that. I will die on that hill. Like this is the best Batmobile ever made. And yes, I know 89 Batman, Michael Keaton, I've also stated that is my Batman. But there's
Yes.
a reason, man. Without this Batmobile and without Michael Keaton's Batman, who knows if we would have even had superhero movies take on the cinemas, because it was this movie that launched. We did have Superman before, but this gave us a new perspective, a new look to what superhero movies could be.
Yeah. That Batman. I mean, to me, like you said, 89 Batman and the other Batman when they did Batman Returns, like Michael Keaton is Batman. This is the Batmobile. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So that's your number three. Now, there's only two left. And chances are you know what the two are, but what are the orders? Here we go. Number 2 is the Ecto 1. This car lives rent free in my head. I actually have a massive one over here that's still in box. Now, what you're seeing on screen right now is the one from part 2 where they have that like LED strip that says we're back and says Ghostbusters for hire and stuff like that. I actually have a toy that comes with both roof racks. I haven't even opened it yet. I have to open it. Maybe when you come up, I'll open it with you.
Okay.
But it has the roof rack from part 1 and the roof rack from part 2. And dude, this thing was what isn't it? Its original thing is like an ambulance, right?
It's yeah, it was like an ambulance hearse.
Yeah. So, I mean, just you look at this thing and it has that kind of like that hot rodish thing on the back with the lights and the paint job on it, all the tech that they put on top, the lights, that iconic siren.
Yeah.
Like that siren, like that's not a siren you hear on like on all types of no. That siren, that is the Ecto 1 siren. Ghostbusters alone is a staple. It was in our household, in our generation growing up. Everyone loved Ghostbusters from the cartoon to the movies. Even now, when they made the new ones, they kept the Ecto. They didn't do a newer version of it, with the exception of the one with the whole all the female cast that they did their own thing. But even in the new series that continues the original story, they dug up the old one. And instead of giving us like a new car or anything like that, no, they went Ecto 1. And there's a reason. This is possibly one of the most iconic cars in movie history.
Yes.
Dude, I mean, we had the Kenner toy growing up, the one that from my toy. Remember, mom got me a bunch of Ghostbuster toys. I had the Proton pack. I have all the little figures, and then I had the car. I actually have a version of the Kenner one back there. But yeah, man, no, there's no way like this car, and everyone knows it. You see this car, mind you, there's a bunch of these. I have pictures of several of these cars when I went to Ghostbusters Day, but it doesn't matter who you are. You see this car on the street, you know what this is.
Right.
Absolutely know that this is the Ghost. You probably don't know it as the Ecto 1, but you know it as the Ghostbusters car.
And nobody, other than knowing that it's the Ghostbusters car, nobody knows that it's a Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody just sees it as the Ghostbusters car. And even if you see it without the roof rack or whatever, you know that it is the Ghostbusters car.
Yeah. It's a Cadillac. But yeah, man, these cars, these top cars are like they're burned into my head. Like we just talked about the 89 Batmobile and now the Ghostbusters car. But Ghostbusters number 2, Ecto 1, and now the creme de la creme of cars from TV, movies, the most iconic car. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. Everyone that grew up from the 80s and 90s believed we were going to have flying cars. And that is because of our number 1 car is the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Again, another car that just resonates with us. I mean,
I have, looking at me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DeLoreans, and then there's this one, the 6th one. I have DeLoreans all over. I have a whole section just for Back to the Future. And then you have, you go, that one that I got you, which is the frozen one after the first time it goes back in time with Einie in it.
So it's funny because every time my brother sees something Back to the Future, he buys it for me. Mm-hmm. So over the years, my brother has bought me every DeLorean that he's seen. So at work, I have a DeLorean that he bought me. Like all my Back to the Future shirts, like the one I'm wearing today, my brother bought me. And it's just like this one I hadn't even worn yet. And I think you got this for me when you went to see the show in Chicago, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Back to the Future, DeLorean, I mean, the DeLorean has always been the car that brings us together. We used to watch all three of the movies. All three of the movies are great. They're awesome movies. And I remember as a kid going to Universal and going on the ride. I mean,
Greatest ride of all time. Like the fact, like how we don't have that ride anymore is crazy. Like that was the greatest ride. You literally got into a DeLorean.
yeah. And I mean, every time I would go to Universal, even as an adult, when I would go with my daughter before they changed it, like, man, that was such a great ride.
Yeah.
But
And even now, whenever I go to Universal, the first thing I have to do is I have to go find the DeLorean and take a picture with it.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
I love that car, the gull wing doors, the way it opens. It's just it was something that we hadn't seen before. So when you see that the way that door opens, you're just blown away that wait a minute, it's not a conventional door that just opens up like to the side. It pops up with that attitude. It has that was that stainless steel body.
Mm-hmm. Stainless steel.
Dude, what were they thinking when they made a stainless steel car?
I
And then
mean,
the way they hooked this car up to look with all the tech, with the exhausts on the back. At first, it ran on what's the
plutonium.
plutonium, runs on plutonium, and obviously that becomes a problem. So then they get Mr. Fusion, and makes things a lot easier. You just throw garbage in there, and there's your way to power up the time circuits. Funny enough, if you've been watching our shows or if you've been listening to our shows, you'll know how we transition between segments are the time circuits.
Yep, it's the time circuits.
So we are heavily rooted into Back to the Future, but the DeLorean, man, like, do you remember what they said? What they were gonna originally make the time machine?
Oh, don't do that to me. It was originally going to be a Mustang. And Robert Zemeckis said that there was no fucking way Marty was going back to the future in a fucking Mustang. Those words are quoted and in videos that you see all over the internet from that Ford was going to give them a free Mustang. And he said the DeLorean or the Back to the Future car is not a fucking Mustang. That hurts my heart.
And I think the first movie like poster, it's like a red car, isn't it? It doesn't look like the DeLorean in the first images they ever released. It wasn't the DeLorean, or it didn't look like the DeLorean.
Listen to him talk.
Mhm.
Hey, let me click on it.
The product placement guy comes into my office and he says, "Hey, Bob, if you will change the DeLorean to a Ford Mustang, Ford Motor Company will provide the company $75,000. I said, "Richard, Doc Brown doesn't drive a fucking Mustang. Get out of here." Universal hired a product placement company to make deals.
So, yeah, Doc Brown does not drive a fucking Mustang.
But yeah, man, that's your number one right there, the DeLorean. We all thought that we're gonna have flying cars in the 2000s. Like the idea of it when you're a kid in the 80s and stuff like that, you're just like, oh yeah, that's in the natural evolution of cars. There should be flying. Then you start thinking logically. It's just like, how would that even be regulated? Like
Well, I mean, when you watch the second movie, they go back or they go forward to 2015.
Mhm.
So that was supposed to be Cars of the Future.
Yep.
So, I mean, and it's cool because we went to go see the movie on that day. I mean, I think it was what the 27th of October, maybe
21st.
21st of
It's your
October.
niece's birthday.
Yes. 21st of October, 2015. Yeah. And do you still have the poster
I
that we
still
got?
have the poster framed in my closet.
Jesus. I can't believe I lost that poster.
Back to the Future, the DeLorean, that's your number one. All right. So that's our list. Now, I'll read it back to you. We had the Jurassic Park Jeep, the A-Team van, the Herbie the Love Bug, the Viper from the show Viper,
Gone in
Eleanor
60
from Gone in 60 Seconds, the Shelby GT500, Kit from Knight Rider, the Interceptor from the Wraith. I know that's a deep cut right there. The 89 Batmobile, the greatest Batmobile ever. The Ghostbusters Ecto 1, and then your number one, the crown right here, the GOAT of all cars in TV and film, the DeLorean. Right now, if I got that stupid rich people money, I'd be riding around in the top three. I would have one of each of the top three. Maybe a Dodge Viper too, just to fulfill a kid fantasy. But the top three, I would automatically go to one of those guys that remake these cars. Yo, make this like the freaking one from the movie, all the lights, everything. An Ecto one, there's guys that make Ecto ones. I would have an Ecto one, and the Batmobile. I just saw a post where a guy bought a freaking storage, and when he opened it up, it had a freaking Batmobile in it from the 89.
Man.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, that is our list. Let us know. Do you agree with our list? Would you have changed the order? Who would you add to this list? And are you a fan of the Viper and the Interceptor? I'm curious to see if you guys remember the Interceptor from the Wraith, and did you watch the show Viper? Let us know. All right, guys, and here we are with the memes of the week, doing it with my brother, and we're going to do 3 this time. So let's go ahead and let's jump into the first meme. All right. So on screen right now, it reads, kids today have no idea how badly these things hurt. Dude, this is when you would get a piece of paper and fold it a million times into the little thick little tart. Like what would you call this thing? Like this.
It used to be a football.
Well, there was the football, but no, this isn't the football. This is basically a piece of paper folded into like this little long thing, and you would bend it
like a boomerang, maybe.
Right. And you would, you would have a rubber band, and you would shoot this thing, bro. You would shoot this thing against the wall, and you would hear it go, tack, tack. Dude. And if you got caught with one of these, forget about it, bro.
So much.
That thing was nasty. The fact of how many times you folded that paper to get it that small, and how hard it would hit was ridiculous, bro. I've been hit by this. I got hit like literally like right here in the back on the side of my neck, and I chased that kid. It was in band class. Funny enough, he freaking caught me right here in the neck, and I just saw red, and I chased him. I like knocked over all the things that were holding the music, blah blah blah. And my teacher was like, "What's going on here?" And bro, I was like, "Dude, I just felt a pulse on my neck from where he hit me." And I mean, granted, I would fold these things up all the time, but I would just like shoot them like at the wall, and just hearing how that sound that it made, bro. I was like, bro, how could, if you hit anybody with this, you're gonna mess them up. And if you hit them in the eye, done.
Yeah.
Straight done.
And the more you folded it, the harder it hit.
And that was the goal. The goal was to fold it as many times as possible. And just being able to like bend it was hard from all the folding. But once you grabbed it and you put it in that rubber band and you just freaking, bro, you were breaking stuff.
Yeah. How did it go again? Yeah. It's exactly how it went.
But man, yeah, this is I could only assume that other later generations must have done this too, but 100% in the 80s, especially the 90s, because elementary school and middle school, we were doing these all the time. I mean, we were folding paper into so many different things, and this was one of the things. Between this and making the poppers, remember we would make poppers.
The poppers.
Fold it, it would have the two like little holes in it, and you just pop the crap out of it, and it would make this loud like pop. But dude, yeah, this thing right here, this is a bullet. I think that's what we called it, a bullet. We'd make a little bullet and just shoot it across the class and hit the chalkboard and stuff like that. When classes had chalkboards.
Wow, that's a throwback for real. Oh,
But yeah,
classes with chalkboards. Anyways,
who remembers building these little bullets and shooting them at your friends or shooting them at the wall? These things absolutely hurt. All right. So everybody in the 80s, 90s, maybe early 2000s, and anyone who grew up in our era or who is into retro gaming understands this. The meme reads, back in the day, every kid was an unlicensed Nintendo technician. Why? There's a kid on screen right now sitting on the floor with his NES, his Nintendo Entertainment System, blowing into that Mario cartridge. Bro, let me tell you, if your game that wasn't working the first few times you popped it in, all you had to do was blow into it, put it in. You might have to jiggle it to the side or pressure something on top of it to hold it down. Remember, we used to put like another cartridge to hold it down, and it would work. Versus the generations that came after us had CDs. If that CD got scratched, you were done, unless you had a resurfacer or you took it somewhere. But cartridge, to me, that's why the N64 is my one. It's literally my favorite system. Cartridge to me was king because it was very low maintenance.
take that, Tony.
But yeah, dude, absolutely, all of us. I mean, you cannot play an NES game without blowing into it. Like, if
Yeah, there's
doesn't
no way.
matter where you are, what's going on. The minute you go to turn on an NES, there's a 50-50 chance the game is going to require you to blow into it and just put it into the cartridge.
And when you are the younger brother, the older brother will send you to blow the cartridge so that he doesn't have to get off the couch.
Oh yeah, because yeah, that was. I mean, that's just how things work. But I mean, I even have to say, let us know you did this. Don't, I mean, just tell me how many times did you ever have a game where you had to like constantly be like blowing into it? I remember, I think it was the Ninja Turtle game that we had played it so much that after a while it wouldn't work on like the first 2 or 3 tries. Like, and I got to the point where I was like scared. I was like sad because I was like, man, one day this thing is gonna stop working. But I would go in there, I'm blowing on that thing and just freaking putting it in, and then it would take 3, sometimes 4 tries. And on that fourth try, the screen would pop. I'm like, oh, here we go. We can play the Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles arcade, not the first one, the Ninja Turtles arcade.
Yeah. And the weird thing is when you would pop it in and it wouldn't work, the little red light would flash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's tricks to NES. Like, you put it in, and then once it was down and in, like, you just like move the cartridge to the side, and it might catch on. Or like what we used to do, I think our dad showed us this, which was push it down and then put another cart in
On top of
the
it.
space on top to keep it down. Which I don't know if that had any effect, but hey, it was like a placebo effect to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys did this. Let us know, how often did you do it, and do you remember doing it? Hit us in the comments. All right, and here's the last one. And this 100% is screaming 80s and 90s Saturday mornings, where you, your brother, your sister, you guys wake up to watch cartoons, and you literally just throw like a pillow on the floor. You might have like your little dinner tray with you to sit down and eat some cereal. You grab a blanket and you just watch TV. Our generation lived with sitting on the floor or laying on the floor to watch TVs. Remember, the TVs were on the floor too.
Mm-hmm.
While
Yeah.
this one is up, it's a little higher, but most of the TVs, those wood TVs, were on the floor. So we would just lay on the floor, put our cartoons on, and just ride. And your parents were good. First of all, it's Saturday morning. Either your parents are sleeping in and they don't want to be woken up, or they're just like content with the fact that you're busy and they don't have to really watch over you because the cartoons are on. I mean, let's face it, the TV and cartoons were the babysitters of the 80s and early 90s.
Yep.
If you didn't have somebody watching the kids, I mean, we grew up in a generation where once I was 10, mom would leave us alone. I was taking care of us. Or we would be left with our cousins and, oh, Roly's in charge. And I'm like, I'm 10. I'm like, and I'm in charge. Now you're not leaving 10-year-olds home alone to do
No way.
anything. But dude, absolutely, this is. I mean, and I think that what's on screen. I think that's Muppet. Yeah, that's Muppet Babies.
That's
I see
Muppet Babies. Yeah,
Fozzie in the back.
yeah.
But
I
dude,
remember watching the Back to the Future cartoon.
oh yeah. Well,
What a
we would watch the Back to the Future cartoon, and remember Bill and Ted had a cartoon too.
mm-hmm.
And then remember with the Back to the Future cartoon when they had the Happy Meals at
Yes.
McDonald's with
Yes.
Doc. I think it's Doc coming out of the
Out of the,
DeLorean.
and there was one of him coming out of the train too.
Yeah, and then I think Marty's on the hoverboard.
On the hoverboard, yeah.
Yeah, so awesome. But yeah, dude, this is absolutely every 80s and 90s kid with their blanket, with a pillow, just laying on the floor. And if you had siblings, yeah, we were just that's how we chilled. We just fucking just laid on there on the floor and just all right, we watched our cartoons. And it was a better time. And look at that TV. It's the turn dial one.
Mm-hmm.
You see the click, the
Yep.
the knob,
Yeah.
the two knobs.
And the VCR on top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We still, my brother and I, till this day, we don't watch TV on the floor anymore, but we'll sit on the couch together like that and watch TV.
We
And
totally
we won't
do the adult version. I mean, before I moved up here, and RIP to my recliner. That recliner, I loved that recliner. I had a dual recliner, leather recliner, with like USB and lights and stuff like that. And we didn't live together. Well, we did live together for a while when I had it. But every time he would come over, it was sit on the recliner and we'll put Back to the Future or Fast and the Furious, or Bad Boys. Like we have our movie list that we watch together every time we're together, and it was literally the adult version of this.
Yeah.
It was except instead of being on the floor because our backs can't handle laying on the floor anymore.
No way.
But we would lay on my recliner and just freaking just talk shit, be on our phones, and have the movie playing. Yeah. To this day, I mean, that's nostalgic. That we literally do that as adults
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Every time I see my brother, either at his house or here at our house, we sit on the couch on the recliner and, we'll say one or two words to each other, but we'll sit there and just watch TV just like we did as kids.
Yep. So that's your last one. Let us know. Does this look like your Saturday morning with your siblings or your friends, where you guys just woke up, ran downstairs or ran to the living room and put your TV on and just grabbed your blanket and just chilled for those 2 or 3 hours of cartoons? Great cartoons. I think one of the ones I remember the most, especially in the early days, was Gumby. Watching Gumby and Pee Wee Herman.
Mm-hmm. Pee Wee Herman. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
What a great time.
Awesome.
Pee Wee Herman. Man, Saturday morning cartoons, they were just something else. I mean, it was such a fun time because, you were always the one that woke up early. And then, it was always, go to the living room or, sometimes we would be in our room or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just such a cool, nostalgic time to spend with, your siblings, your cousins, your, brothers or whatever, sisters. I mean, I only had brothers, so
Yeah.
It was always a fun time.
Yeah. And I remember we would do that at grandma's house. We would lay on the floor like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in our room, remember our room, we had like that cabinet that was up high, and the TV was on there, and we had our car beds, and the red car beds.
Yes.
So, yeah, good times. But yeah, let us know. Did your Saturday mornings look like this? Hit us up. And that's the show, guys. Thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for hanging out, going down this nostalgic trip, talking about those TV and movie cars. I hope, I can only imagine that most of those are on your list as well. I know there's like one or two that probably most people forget about, the Dodge Viper and the Interceptor. Those always seem to like not be on most people's list because they'll include like the General Lee, or maybe like the Porsche, like you said, that's in Weird Science. And in Cocktail, was it Cocktail or Risky Business?
Risky Business and Scarface.
Yeah, but these were the top 10 cars that my brother and I we were locked in with them, and we might have said one or two times like, oh, when I become an adult or if I become rich, I'm definitely, which still holds to this day. If I get that stupid money, like that stupid money, I'm buying at least one of those cars, and for no fucking reason driving around in that shit. Absolutely. Where are you going? I'm going to Publix to go pick up some fucking milk in my fucking
Batmobile.
DeLorean.
Or a Batmobile. You would probably drive the Batmobile more than the DeLorean, to be honest.
Yeah, it's more. You know what? It depends on where I'm living. I feel like the DeLorean will get some clout where I live now, but the Batmobile, yeah, the Batmobile 100% will draw more attention than the DeLorean will where I currently live. But depends, because if I was in LA, forget about it. The DeLorean's catching all the eyes, is breaking all the necks.
All day.
And if I'm in New York, Ecto One, all day
Mhm.
Ecto One, and they wouldn't give me shit. When I did Ghostbusters Day, I had my proton pack and I had my whole flight suit on. I was a bunch of us, and the cops were literally there, and they opened up the side gate of the subway and like, all right, you guys come right through. You don't pay. Like that's how beloved Ghostbusters are in New York.
Yeah.
But yep, that's the show. What was the other thing we talked about? We talked about the
Pepsi Points.
Pepsi Points, dude.
Mhm.
That's a nostalgic thing right there, just between you and me, because that was literally a whole year of consuming Pepsi.
Yep.
I've never drank after that year. I was like, all right, I'm done with Pepsi. I'm not fucking with it. Give me a Coke. Give me a
And
Coke and a smile.
and this our segment with TV movie cars, I mean, that was a real hard top 10 to nail down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was things that we left out. I mean, there's stuff that Roly and I talked about that, you know, we're going to bring up in other segments, which, you know, Transformers or
Oh, Transformers,
the Fast and the Furious.
Fast and the Furious. Yeah. Trust me.
Those-
I wanted to keep it within the 80s and the 90s. And I know Eleanor's that we mentioned is a 2000s car, but that car just stuck with us. It's a car we talk about all the time. I mean, I like I've said before, like I'm literally, this is not Eleanor itself, but I'm wearing a Ford, like a shirt with a Ford card on it.
That
It's
doesn't
the only
happen.
one I would ever wear.
That does not happen.
Yeah, I don't wear Ford. I wear Chevy stuff, if anything. But
Sorry to hear that.
but yeah, that list that's our list. That's the
Mhm.
Roly Retro Room top 10 TV and movie cars. But and then like we said, we talked about the Pepsi Points, and that was like a version of, like we said, those Camel
Mhm.
cigarette points, that they did the same situation,
Mhm.
but that's more locked into adults versus Pepsi Points. Anyone could get
Anyone.
a Pepsi. And like I said, we went around to recycling bins and we're just clipping Pepsi Points off of everyone's. And to the point, people started seeing us doing it. And then remember, we start finding bottles with them already clipped in the
Right.
neighborhood. It's like,
Mhm.
fuck, they caught on.
Yeah, it was such a fun time, and you know, we always looked forward to that Sunday to clip all our Pepsi Points and put it
Mhm.
inside the bottle.
But yeah, that it was definitely a fun episode. We did miss Tony, but it's always cool to hang out with my little brother and go down these little nostalgic trips, especially the ones that are personal between us that
Yeah.
we literally experienced together. Shout out again to the Popeye Energy Group. Like this thing is awesome. Again, guys, hit them up at popeyesenergy.com. Use that code Roly Retro, get yourself 10% off. These things are awesome. I highly recommend the apple. What is it? It's the Anchoring apple. This thing is just delicious. And yeah, man, if you guys, want to support the show, you are listening to us on any of the podcast sites, give us a like, a follow, subscribe, give us some stars, give us a review. It helps the show grow. The show has been growing on the podcast sites. If you want to follow me, I am Rolly's Retro Room on all the websites, on all the apps, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you consume social media, just type in Rolly's Retro Room. My brother over there is DJ Mikey Mix with 2 X's at the end. I mean, you'll see it on the screen. And if you want to reach out to us on the show or anything like that, and you want to talk about nostalgia, you want to send us pictures of what you have, you want to talk about segments, the email is Rolysretroroompod@gmail. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for rocking with us. We hope you had a good time. We hope we brought you some good nostalgia, and just be kind, and thanks for always rewinding with us. Keep it retro.